frontier.
Welcome to Rangers Daft. I've got a wee song for us now, Stephen.
What's that?
Ale, ale, hey, hey. It's time for Rangers Daft. There we go. Obviously, based off your Fashion Sakala, so it's a belter, by the way. It's an absolute belter.
What could we say, man? Like, we are from Glasgow, eh? Something. We need to get Grado to come up with the words.
Right, we'll get Grado back in. Grado is absent this week. We are recording on a Monday night. Grado is live at the hospital right now. We don't know what's going on. He messaged us this morning saying he was with the nurses. He was getting himself over with the nurses, making the nurses laugh, entertaining the nurses. I'm sure Steph was loving this as she's in labour.
The thing is, he says, I'm entertaining the nurses and I'm having fun with the nurses. I do just hope he's at the hospital and Stephanie's in labour, because he could be up to anything.
No, this is true. This is very true.
It's been very vague, but we're assuming that's where he is, where he is literally just about to become a daddy.
We're hoping
a big daddy. See what I done there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. We're hoping by Football Daft we'll have I was going to say we're going to have our first Football Daft baby, but we've got a few amongst us now. But this will be the first one that's been conceived during the time of Football Daft. So,
aye. So I think it should be, if it's a masculine child,
yeah,
it should be Stephen.
Right. Okay.
His missus is Stephanie. Stephen, Stephanie.
That works, yeah, and obviously best pal in the whole wide world, Stephen, as well. And Stephen, it works on so many levels, Stephen, Gerrard, Stephanie.
Exactly. It's there. Just putting it there.
Well, I thought, like, and I said in Football Daft, Ali would be a good one, because Ali, you can have a girl Ali, you can have a boy Ali.
Aye, did you know say Ali or Sasha? I thought this was a wee wrestling in joke. I was very slow in the uptake, and I came off the podcast. Nicola was in the living room and she went, even I fucking got that. I was like, oh, Ali, Sasha, the Sash, Ali. Oh my God. But
let's get into it. We're missing Grado. We've not got a pundit this week. So just the two of us, as Will Smith once put it on a song. It was originally done by Bill Withers, but Will Smith.
Aye, but John, we're young guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You remember the Will version, you know what I mean? Bill was a bit before your time.
Who did he sing that with again? Was it his son or something?
I don't know.
I can't remember. It's rotten anyway. But it's just the two of us. So let's go back and revisit last week's European game. Brondby 1, Rangers 1. Still in with a chance of going to Europe beyond Christmas. It's looking like you could get into the next stage, the Europa.
I'm looking at it as a massive opportunity, though, missed. I think that team, I was working and literally walked in the door as I heard Rob McLean's dulcet tones screaming for the telly and Brondby are in front. I was like, oh, fuck off. But it's still there for us. It's going to be difficult, but the swagger and the panache we've played with in Europe under Gerrard hasn't been there this season. Do you know what I mean? But still there, still got a chance.
I mean, there's the same. You're on 4 points. Leon are running. I've run away. Top five already. But Sparta, you've still to play Sparta, and then Sparta still to play Leon as well.
Right, hold on.
I think they've got because they've got to play Brondby.
They play Brondby, so we've to play Sparta, Ibrox, and then Leon in France. And Sparta obviously play us, and then they need to go to... No, Brondby are going to them.
But Brondby could still be... They're on 2 points, so they could still be in a chance as well of getting to the conference. So they've got something to play for.
Aye. It was so frustrating, man, that game. It's just... Again, like we'll get to the Ross County game as well. It's just... always just giving teams the chance to go in front, and it's becoming frustrating.
Well, it was such a bright start from Rangers. Stephen. It was a really.
Well, I watched, as I say, I came in literally on half time. I was working, but I seen like the highlights in the show later on, and it did look like we did. According to the group chats, not with my mates, it sounded like we were there. They were there to be had. Do you know what I mean? It looked like it was just a matter of time, but. It's just so frustrating, man. So frustrating.
I mean, flying out. We'll get into the Ross County. I mean that's 10 games at this point. 10 games that you've went behind by a goal this season, which is crazy. I mean, you should just put on Rangers -1. I mean, that should be it at the moment, because it seems to be that way.
Aye, it's just, again, I said that to my mate yesterday at the game. So many games, man. It's not like teams are breaking us, like fucking cutting us open, and we're absolutely how many times I said the architects are in downfall. We have just like gifted so many teams so many goals this season, and it's so uncharacteristic. Like when you look the way we were like fucking the Great Wall last season, do you know what I mean? We hardly conceded, do you know what I mean? So, but the Brondby goal, like, you're always giving yourself a difficult task away from home in Europe and losing a goal right on half time, man. It's like the first ball's got to be cleared, the ball comes in, it's got to be cleared at the front post, and then it's just a fucking calamity, man. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, but I mean, you should have been on the score sheet in the first half. Chances for Sakala, Morelos, passing up chances, you know.
Aye, there was no fluidity with the front three in Brondby. There was none, man. They weren't linking up at all.
Which is really unusual, because obviously coming off the back of that Motherwell game, you know, and then coming into this game, you think, when you saw that performance against Motherwell, you think, wow, we've nailed it here. We've absolutely nailed it. And yet it just didn't seem to work in Europe. I don't understand why. No,
it didn't. It was Sakala looked like he was on a wee bit of a come down after the weekend, after that. Morelos, for me, just looks miles off it. Aribo, Morelos, Sakala, they weren't linking up, middle of the park. It was all dead passive. But then obviously Gerrard made the changes. The changes were very positive and basically changed the game. And I really did think we were going to kick on and win it. Do you know what I mean? When Hadji got the goal. And you could see in Hadji's interview after it how raging he was as well. And we just looked very, just waiting for things to happen, like being reactive instead of being proactive.
It seemed for me, when Rangers got a hold of the ball, they didn't use it how they should have used it, if that makes any sense. They didn't make good use of the ball when they had it. You know, it was but like you say, the game changers, Hadji and Kent coming off the bench. Kent, I mean, you see, again, we'll get onto the Ross County game in a minute, but usually when players come back from an injury, a long-term injury, they start off slow. He looks to be, you know, before he got injured, he didn't look a bit off the pace. He looks like he's come back and he is bang on that pace that he was. It
almost looks like he's just done a pre-season, because when the season started, he looked miles off it as well. Yeah, his confidence was on the floor. He looked a bit leggy. He looked sharp, but now it looks like almost as if he wasn't injured, because like you say, when a player's been injured and they come back, it usually takes them a bit of time to come up to speed, but it looks like he wasn't injured and he just went and done like a pre-season and come back and he's absolutely busting to go. Do you know what I mean? He looks electric, man. Like as we're saying, we'll get to Ross County. He was electric yesterday when he came on. Him and Hadji definitely changed that game, and I think it is just coming away from that game going what could have and what should have been, basically.
I mean, Hadji's an interesting one as well. I mean, we've talked about on this show on Football Daft about the consistency that he needs to find. I mean, that was his first goal in 12 games in all competitions since his goal against Dunfermline in the League Cup. He's got it though, hasn't he? He's 2 foot. You're looking for that consistency for him.
He's
into the team.
He's a proper football player. He's a proper football player. He's got the awareness. He's, like you say, 2 foot. He's 2-footed. His positional sense. He knows where to be. You seen last season, that was the same old story last season, where a lot of people, myself included, were saying he's not consistent enough. But then the black and white, fucking the numbers, man. You go, his numbers are phenomenal. Like last season, he was like the assist king. And I hear people going on about how he's too slow and this and that, and you go, well, see what he's got. If you added pace to that as well, he wouldn't beat us.
No, that's
you know what I mean. So he's one of the. He can be a wee bit frustrating at times the way we play, but all in all, man, I couldn't really badmouth. He's quality, man. He's a very, very good football player.
Yeah, it seemed to me as well, Rangers gave an awful lot of corners away, and I mean the defending Rangers have had some corners this season. It's not you're going to get punished from that. But it did seem that there was an awful lot of corners given away by Rangers.
Aye, it was constant, man, constant. It's like, again, I'm screaming at the telly going, we're just waiting for this to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to score again. But I'm kind of, I obviously want to go through. I want to have football after Christmas. Look at the accounts coming out and stuff, which is, I think it's magnified by 10 because it's us. Do you know what I mean? I think we'll get to that probably anyway, the accounts. But it would be nice to have European football after Christmas. But really, my sole aim this season again is just getting that league trophy, because the prize at the end, it's massive.
Yeah, well, a depressing fact for you here, Stephen. Brondby became the first side to fail to register a single shot on target but still scoring a Europa League match since Lazio in November 2017.
Fuck off, man. Really?
That's
man.
A scary statistic,
Jesus
obviously.
Christ.
But what did you make of the own goal?
Like I say, mate, it's got to be dealt with. It's got to be dealt with before it gets there. The goal, do you know what I mean? It's the front post, man. It's got to be a bit... big bargain, man. I think I can't really slag a guy. He's been, especially since Herlander's been injured, he's went above and beyond. He's been asked, I don't think he's the type of player that plays this amount of football, because also last season him and Herlander were getting rotated quite a lot next to Goldson. But the big man's been going above and beyond, man. I've not got a bad word to say about bargain.
Yeah. Gerrard after the game, I think there was more there for us, more than a point. Underperformed, certainly in the first half. There was a massive improvement when I made the subs. It was certainly a fantastic goal. Great to have Ryan Kent back. Oh no, sorry, that was from Ross County. He was saying that. I was just like, oh, that's not the quote from Gerrard. I'm just looking at Gerrard's reaction to this. He said, I think there was more there for it. Oh no, that was
right. I was going to say it is right, because that was Kent coming back. It was a fantastic goal.
Yeah, that is what he said. That is what he said. So he did say all that. So there you go, Steve. Well done. But yeah, so, looking forward to Europe, what are the chances of... Is it Europa League or Europa Conference? Where would you put your money on?
I don't want to go to the conference, man. I don't want to go there. No. We need to go out and just... Like Hadji said after it, man, it's on us. It's at Ibrox. It's a do or die, man, against Sparta Prague. We need to do them. We need to do them. And just...
I think he'll do them at Ibrox.
We will. Aye.
I think with the, what you say, with Kent coming back, and there's Ryan Jack coming back at Ross County again. We'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, I think he's got a good chance at Ibrox. And then when you take, you're taking, that puts you on 7. They're on 4. Goes to the last game. Brondby.
Hopefully, Leon's down tools.
Goal difference. What's the goal difference? Is it going on?
It goes in head to heads. It doesn't go in goal difference.
Heads.
Aye.
Right. Aye. So then all you need is a win at Ibrox, then, really.
Well, a convincing victory at Ibrox, I think.
If Brondby get anything at Leon.
Aye, exactly. Aye.
So
I think we need to go into that game. No thinking about what Brondby could possibly do at Leon. No thinking anywhere. Just go out and go get this game won. And that's it. We'll deal with everything else after it.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to be in Europe after the coefficient as well. Let's move on to Ross County then. Yesterday, coming off the back of a European game, it is, we said last week, it's the dream game, isn't it? Playing bottom of the league. But again,
the dream game with the fucking nightmare start.
No, again, -1 for Rangers. Five changes. Interesting. Gerrard pretty much swung the axe after the European game. He wasn't. I mean, I did see an interview after the Brom game. He wasn't happy at all. Barisic bumped and Davis bumped straight out of the squad.
I don't think Davis is bumped. That's not the term we use with Stephen Davis.
Sorry, a bit more respect.
He's been rested.
He's been rested.
International break coming up. Right. I think maybe we can use the expression bumped to Morelos. We can maybe use that.
Well, yeah, Barisic's a strange one.
With Barisic, mate, I don't know what's going on there, because he had that illness, then he's come back, and then I don't know. I really don't know.
But to be not happy because you didn't have a left back on the bench. I mean, you saw obviously Patterson came on the game. We'll get to that. I'll be interested to hear what you think of his performance. But there's Morelos. Right decision to bring Morelos out and put him on the bench, Stephen. Does he need that time on the bench now?
Aye, he does. And me and my mates were talking about this yesterday. It's a shame because we get to the game, a wee boy he loves Morelos. where's Morelos? Where's Morelos? We guys love him, you know what I mean? Like, but I was like, I said to my mate, we were sitting talking and we said, like, I wouldn't even bring him on this game. This is the kind of game you would bring him on if he's on the bench, maybe bring him on, get a couple of goals. But see, I think the way Gerrard's looking at it going, no, I'm not bringing you on. Because I think his performances have been very poor. He looks a bit off it. His attitude doesn't look right. And I think Gerrard's getting a bit pissed off with him. And I think with that game there, seeing we scored 4 goals, and then when he's bringing Roof on, it's like, no, you're benched today, mate. You're benched. Do you know what I mean? I think you've seen Sakara, right? Sakara, you're looking at Roof, you look at these guys that quite selfless, do you know what I mean? Up top, the work they do. And I think, I don't know, something's not right with Morelos. And he makes here number 9 for Rangers, he's got to be scoring goals. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, and this is what, has been a lot made of the Man United situation at the moment. You've got to work. Forwards have got to work in the modern game. You know what I mean? Roof, I guess, gives that. Sakala's got lots of energy, constantly at it. Morelos, however, I mean, he's got better at it. Don't get me wrong, he's got better. Aye,
he has, and I think that was 2 years ago when he was playing his fucking the fit boy's life. That I don't think he'll ever get to that level again. It was at 2 years ago, right? But since he's came to Rangers, he has developed, but now there's a bit of regression with him, man. It's like he's regressing a wee bit where you're going, you were all action, man. You were hustle and bustle with defenders, doing your best to hold the ball up, getting goals. All that's gone now. It just looks like, and there was always the enigma where if he doesn't play well, we don't play well. If he scores goals, we're doing well. When he's not in the team, you notice he's not in the team. That there at the weekend is one of the first times when he's not been in the team and the system still worked. And we scored 4 goals, and offensively, we looked a threat every time we went forward.
Do you think that front three, Hadji, Kent, and let's put Sakala in there? I guess Sakala and Roof, is that potentially the best front three you could put out? I mean, or would you always go to Morelos? Would your dream front three if they're all fit and going?
Well, if they're all fit and playing well, I would always have Morelos there, but the new, I can't argue that. I can't say. I would say right now, no. He doesn't get into it, man. No, right now, no. Because I would argue with anybody who's like, because I've always backed him. But I look at it and go, what is he bringing to the team now? I don't see anything. Sakara, selfless, runs all day for you. Kent, just back for fucking 7 weeks out. And he's had more an impact in a game than Morelos has had since he's been out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting that Aribo's been moved out of the position he's been playing to make way. Do you think he's been Rangers' most consistent player.
He's been very good, man.
Across the season, he's been very good. Do you think he operates as well in that kind of midfield?
I prefer him further up the pitch.
Yeah.
I always prefer him further up the pitch. The irony, though, what I was saying a minute ago, it didn't work midweek when he was further up the pitch, but he's one of the players, man. There's always something happening when he's got the ball. He's just got this guile, man. It's like, fucking probably couldn't get the ball off him in a phone box. Do you know what I mean? He's that good at times. But no, I think he's, again, selfless. He's one of the ones who, if he has to operate in the middle, he'll play and he'll try his best to have an impact. But for me, he would always be further forward. But then, I don't know, there's so many players can play further forward with Hadji, Kent, Morelos, Roof, Sakara. There's so many. Do you know what I mean?
And then you've got there brought into the team. It was Gerrard, big axe swing there at the weekend. Bakuna comes in from almost out of nowhere. What do you make of his performance?
His best performance in a Rangers jersey. His best performance, aye. But you need to see more of that, man. You need to see more of it. There's been wee glimpses of him coming off the bench where he's not really done anything. Then you just go, nah. But yesterday, it was the night before. Gerrard obviously had this in his head what he was doing, and this is the way it worked out, minus the fucking daft goal at the start and late when the game's done. It more or less went the way Gerrard would have dreamed it would have went, and probably hoped, and many Rangers fans would hope it would go, with a game where you could get a good few goals, you get legs into minutes into like Bakuna, Sakala playing again, Kent back, and then, as we touched on a minute, like Ryan Jack coming back in as well. So, but Acuna for me, no far off man of the match. I'd have gave it was Kent for me, but he wasn't far off it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So good goals all around. I mean, but again, we go back to that problem that we highlighted earlier on. It's that's now 11 games that Rangers have gone behind. And it just, the defending was woeful for that first goal.
Was it offside? I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I didn't think it was either, right? I don't, because I sit in the main stand right in line with the 18-yard line. When the ball's played, I thought the boy was on, but I've seen so many people saying they think he was off. But I've still to see a picture on a telly where it shows me, where I can actually see it. But no, offside, onside, doesn't matter. It was some people slagging Lundstrom for being flat-footed. I think it was a bad ball for Hadji personally to Lundstrom. Do you know what I mean? And then the defending, man, it was like the fucking sea just opened, man. Do you know what I mean? It was very poor. Good finish for the boy though.
Yeah, through the keeper's legs. But Rangers obviously bounced back right into the game. Aribo, again, he's, we talked about him being Rangers' most consistent performer. Good header. He's good in the air. He's such a big lad, he's got that aerial threat about him. He's an athlete, man. He's an absolute athlete. He's a proper athlete, you're right.
Aye, over 6 feet, I think, man. He's fast, he's strong. I think there was a carbon copy right before it. I think Tav swung the ball in right before it, and he nearly got on the end of it. So it was the exact same again for the corner. Great ball for Tav again. Great header. And for that, you're going, right. Ross County are very, very poor. Very poor. That could and should have been more than 4 yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, get into it. Kent then comes up with an absolute worldie. Beautiful, man, beautiful. And me and my mate were saying I had the fear that he was going to stop it because Bargain was done in the penalty area and he was done for a while, and I thought the ref had stopped it. But it was some strike. No keeper saving that, man. It was just that wee drop of the shoulder again, the wee kind of jink, and comes in and just rattles it. It was a great goal. I was so happy for him, man. He looks like he's bounced back better than he was before the injury. So that's a big plus for Rangers, especially when he's come back in that form. Then you have the Acuna goal, and then another assist for Tav for the, well, if you give an assist, can you give an assist for an own goal? I think you can give an assist for an own goal.
You can. It's Premier League fantasy football rules, I think you do, aye.
Well, that's 11 assists for Tav for the season already.
That's incredible.
He's a player that's had a lot of, even this season, he's had critics this season. And yet that's him. Do you know what? 100th assist for Rangers at the weekend. 100th assist for Rangers.
See, we were having this discussion in my work the other day. It's numbers like that if you're laying down the gauntlet to young Patterson, right, when he was on yesterday, young Patterson slots in at left back and Bassey goes into the middle with Goldson. But then the argument with Patterson, I mean, there's going to be a difficult decision to make soon for the boy Patterson, I think, for Rangers and the boy, because there's no way he's shifting Tav for that team.
No.
Because you can't, for the numbers that guy's got, you can't replicate that. No many fullbacks in world football's got the numbers.
Exactly. He's captain as well.
Aye.
Let's get on to then. That was an interesting decision. They brought in Patterson at left back. I mean, he wasn't there for long, but what did you make? Is that a solution to the Nathan Patterson situation?
No. I don't know. I think Bassey's doing a good job in there when Barisic isn't there. And I think that was just your 4-1 up against the team bottom of the league.
Let's try something out,
But like Gerrard said after the game, we've got very, very big games coming up and we need to protect Balogun, because if we get an injury to either Balogun or Goldson, we're in trouble because Highlander's out. So that was to protect Balogun because he took a sore one just prior to Kent's goal. Do you know what I mean? So I think that was to protect Balogun. And if I fucking hope Balogun's not going to play for Nigeria, because I'd really like him just to put his feet up and chill out for a week or two, you know what I mean? But no, I wouldn't play the boy Patterson at left back. I don't think that's fair in the boy. I think Gerrard likes playing players out of position anyway. He says that quite a lot. I don't think he likes it. He said that goal was on him because he's put Bassey into the middle and he's not really a centre-half passage, do you know what I mean? So he said that's on him, that goal. But no, like I say, I don't know what the solution is to Patterson. I really don't, because I like the boy, bags and bags of potential. But what do you do? He's not gonna take Taft's place.
No, I mean that, like you say, that second goal kind of shows up Rangers' defensive liabilities, because when Bassey goes into the middle, I mean, it was a fairly, the goal they gave away is not a goal that Rangers should be giving away, but good finish for big Jordan.
Big Jordan White.
Ex-Falkirk player.
I was going to say that, is
Rangers man as well.
He's an ex-Bern, He's an ex-Bern.
He is. But a lot of people saying that is the most complete performance Rangers have had this season, despite losing the 2 goals. Do you agree?
No, I would still say the Motherwell performance.
Yeah, still Motherwell.
I'd say Motherwell. That game yesterday for about 15, 20 minutes, a wee bit fucking ropey at the start. But no, I would still say the Motherwell game.
What does Gerrard do about these slow starts, though? How does he fix that in training? How does he fix that on a Saturday afternoon? What do you do?
Mate, see some of the goals we concede, i.e. Motherwell.
Yeah.
The first goal against Aberdeen at Ibrox, the goal against Motherwell at Fir Park, that goal against Ross County there. My manager can fix that. That's just basic fucking brain farts for defenders. You can't. How do you fix that? You go at right. The Motherwell goal a couple of weeks ago. You go at Goldson and Tav. What the fuck goes to doing there? Don't know. Right. We can't work on that because it's just basic communication. One of them goes fucking shouts James or one shouts Connor and you fucking empty it. Not me, but they just on there. How do you fix that?
Yeah.
It's just so indecisive. At times they still just look so like Barry Mackay at Ibrox for Hearts nearly ran through the full team. Do you know what I mean? And you're going, I don't know how you fix that, but it needs to get fixed, but I don't know how to do it. I tell you what, the Celtic Rangers game on the 2nd of January could end up fucking 6 each.
I know it's Celtic's defence is like your defence as well, but the attacking threat both sides have going forward. You know it's going to be a 0-0, of course. You'll know it's 0-0.
Well, mate, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. We were sitting talking about it yesterday at the game. The last time we kept a clean sheet in the league was against Celtic.
Really? That's frightening, isn't it?
Leon Balogun played right back.
Jesus Christ. It seems like
so there you go.
The last Old Firm seems like... Celtic didn't have Jota then, did they? No, they didn't have Jota.
They didn't have Jota. They had Kyogo and they had Edward.
Yeah.
But mate, they've got Jota. We've got fucking Ryan Kent.
Well,
know what I mean?
That's it. There's a good attacking option.
When Kent's on that form, nobody can live with him.
True. I mean, but then can your defence live with Kyogo going through the middle?
Aye.
Right. Listen.
Aye.
At the moment, you might have a different. You might Jan. You might be able to get a defender in before the Old Firm.
No, fuck, mate. I don't know. No.
Oh, Hollander's due back start December.
Hollander came. Aye, we need December.
At least that gives him a month's run before the Old Firm.
Aye. It's a very tough month for us, December. We need to go to like Tynecastle, Pittodrie. Then after that, start of January, we've got Celtic Park.
That's a tough run. That is a tough run. So yeah, Gerrard after the match said very pleased. It's really mobile and dangerous, which is great. 10 goals in 2 league games. We've just got to stop conceding those sloppy goals and get back to clean sheets and being tough to play against, because if we do and keep showing the quality going forward, it'll be difficult to stop. 13 league goals conceded by Rangers already this season, I believe, which was, I think, your whole total for last season, wasn't it?
That is horrific. Really? Is that true? 13?
Yeah. I think
we conceded 13 goals in the league.
I think you've conceded 13 goals in the league, and that was obviously what you conceded across the whole season last season. Which is yeah. Really? Oh, mate, that's pissed me off. So I'm sorry, Stephen. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure my facts here are right. Let's just have a quick gander.
Right, so we conceded 1 against them. Was it 1 against 2 against Dundee United? 1 or 2?
Yeah. Goal difference. So goal difference 16. I've not got the full table, but I believe it is 13. I believe it is 13. So
what? Jesus fuck, man.
Sorry to put that you in a bad mood. On that, then let's go for your Rangers Daft rated and your Rangers Dafty of the week.
Hold on, I'm looking this up.
you're questioning.
I'm looking it up, John. I'm looking it up. Right, it's taking ages to load because my kids are on FaceTime with their pals and all that. Right, oh no, I'm just looking at Sky. It's not getting anyway. Right, you've got football tonight. Right, Rangers Dafty is Morelos.
He's got quite a few Rangers Dafties this year so far.
Right, he's getting it for this week just for fucking being benched against Ross County and just thought everything right. He's annoying me now. Rangers Daft rated is Ryan Kent. Because he came on and changed the game in Denmark and he had a blinder on Sunday and Hadji's not far behind him.
Yeah, and big plus point on Sunday as well. Ryan Jack coming back after 9 months. Very touched by the ovation that he got at Ibrox when he came on.
Mm-hmm.
Got some minutes in his legs. I guess that you could afford at that time. Big plus point. Is he going to work his way back into the side? Is he going to be more of a?
Aye. No, he'll work his way back in. Aye, definitely. He's going to
get himself in front of Lundstrom for a starting place. When you look at
Gerrard loves him, mate. Gerrard loves him. I think you look at it now and you go, right, what I was just saying, all these places we need to go to November, December.
Mm-hmm.
And then get international break now, get a wee bounce game for Kent, get some more minutes into his legs and into Jack's legs. Hopefully December time, Highlander's on his way back. And like we said, man, it's 10 goals in 2 league games. Still conceding these stupid games. Like I said a couple of weeks ago on this show, if we can cut that out of our game and they're fucking up the other end of the pitch, we're scoring goals. No many teams will stop us, mate. If we can get up to scratch, you know what I mean? It's my fucking defiant conclusion to this podcast.
Let's move on to some news. Big news today. Obviously, we've had a few managerial casualties down in England, and immediately the spotlight will shine upon Ibrox. Whenever there's a job coming up in the English Premiership, the go-to man is always going to be Steven Gerrard. It was for Newcastle. It is now for Aston Villa, where he's been tipped to replace Dean Smith. Another name in contention, Roberto Martinez. I mean, is it the Villa job something that Gerrard would take? I mean, he kind of distanced himself from the Newcastle one pretty quickly.
I would say Villa they're in a bit of free fall as well, aren't they?
They've had a poor season.
So where are they? They must be doing the fucking boatmen. They must be they must be like 17th or some, 16th.
Yeah, they're certainly in amongst it. Let me just gab.
Again, it's like you're not going to want to. I don't see him going anywhere now. He's not going to go anywhere halfway through this season.
So mark that down. That is Monday night, so 8th of November. He's definitely not taking the Villa job, says Stephen Byrne.
Absolutely.
I don't think
you're choking for this edit man to go. He's not taking the Villa job, and then Sky Sports News he's taking the Villa job. It's not happening, John.
No, I don't think it will. So, I mean, it's not been much. I mean, the account stings, obviously, Rangers, the losses that were reported last week. What did you make of that, Stephen?
I wasn't surprised.
I don't, in this time during COVID, I don't think anyone's surprised. 23.5 million. We've talked about it several times. They've gambled on the Champions League, do you think? And we're hoping that would...
Aye, they have, mate. They have, and aye, definitely. And the thing is, right, we've gambled on getting that. We've not got it. It's been closed doors, man. No fans in the stadium. Yeah. It's been a lot on that with every club. But again, it's magnified times 10 when it comes to Rangers. But I've said it before, Rangers can't keep going the way we're going. We need to start seeing some return. We need to see players going for good fees. We need to get into Champions League football because as a business model, you can't sustain what we're doing. But at the end of this season, if we win the league, we get into Champions League. and then hopefully that's a good bit of income for the club, and then you start going, right, this is now running the way a business should run. We're not relying on fucking shareholders dipping into their pockets and all that. We can't keep doing that. But again, it's magnified in this country because it's Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading a piece, a guy called Kieran Maguire, who is a lecturer in football finance at the University of Liverpool. He does a podcast called The Price of Football, where he looks at the finance stuff and that. He said he expects it to come back in 2022. I guess as a supporter, the worry is, Stephen, that January the board might look to offset that loss by trying shifting out an asset. You know,
I don't know. I really don't know, because like I keep saying, I think it might be the flip side of that. Like I said, I think I said it at Football Daft or Rangers Daft last week. It's a sticker twist situation. If Rangers and Celtic are still there or thereabouts fighting for the title, we all know what the prize is. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's the fucking opposite of that, John, and the board go, right, I'm going to back you. One last big push to get this fucking Champions League.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm of that persuasion where I look at it and go, I know the men behind us are serious businessmen. They've got a lot of money, but also know a lot of them are very fucking big Rangers fans. Do you know what I mean? And they've took us this far, getting us back on our feet after where we've been. If we get to that Champions League, it's kind of full circle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know, I'm just reading further down to this Kieran's quote. He says, this is interesting. Obviously, he's talking about the gate receipts, and whilst the takings from gate receipts and hospitality are down, he still took in 18 million, right? Man United, gate receipts for the whole year. Do you want to guess how much they took in?
God knows, man. God knows.
700,000. Rangers took in 18 million. Man United took in 700,000.
Wow.
Mental. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's bonkers, man.
I know, I'm not believing this from this guy, but apparently that's what he's an expert in football finance, so how can you argue with that? But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens come January. Let's talk if there was an asset to sell. I guess at this point, bearing in mind he's your Rangers Dafty of the week, is Morelos a sellable asset now?
He's still sellable, just not for the value that we thought we were going to get for him.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe our two main assets might be right now Ryan Kent and Joe Aribo.
Yeah. Hadji come into the picture in that as well?
Another one. I think Hadji as well, you're kind of the kind of marketing side with Hadji as well. He's quite in Romania, and he was like fucking the face of Pepsi and all that jazz, you know what I mean?
He's a good looking laddie.
A bit like myself, John. Know what I mean?
Well, a bit like yourself. I was going to say that before you said it to yourself.
Aribo and Kent definitely, and Hadji as well. Definitely.
Right. Okay. Let's just say I'm just thinking of a team here. I'm thinking, say a Bournemouth or top end of the Championship, lower end of the Premiership comes in, offers 7 million for Morelos. What do you say?
Right now, I'd take it.
Right now,
Aye.
Yeah. Aye. Because I mean, the thing is, we discussed that you've got Sakala there, who's coming into a game. Roof. You've got options there, you know, and you've got Defoe as well. You keep forgetting he's away. You've got Defoe.
He's he's busy. He's busy, John. He's busy. He's busy. He's hanging about with Souness and Jamie Carragher and all that. He's busy now. He's networking.
So that's it for this week's Rangers Daft, because we're on international break. We usually preview the next game, but we're on international break now. A lot of your players off to Africa to play with their respective national sides as well.
Come back injury free and COVID free, man. Please.
Yeah.
Busy fucking schedule coming up for Rangers, man. Honestly.
It is. It's one of those ones. So you've got Sakala's going, Roof's going. Who else will be away? Aribo.
Balogun, maybe. I hope no.
Balogun, yeah. So aye. We'll see where we are come back. You never know what happens in international break. It's not been too bad, but is it come at a good time? 4 points clear. Would you? You're quite happy to take a break at this time.
I think, like I say, get a couple of wee bounce games for Kent and Jack, keep them ticking over in the gym.
Have they arranged bounce games, do you know?
I think Gerrard's, he alluded to it in his presser after just before the Ross County game, I think. Right. So I think do that, get the Falkirk boys up to fucking Auchenhowie, you know what I mean?
They won't give you much of a game, I'll tell you that much, that's for sure.
A wee fucking bounce game, and then hopefully, like I say, get everybody back, COVID and injury free, get a fit Ryan Jack, a fit Ryan Kent, try and fucking get some magic back with Morelos, and then we're big semi-final as soon as we're back against Hibs.
That's right, I forgot, straight back into the League Cup semis, isn't it? We'll wait and see. So we'll be back. Rangers Daft will take a break off next week, and we'll be back with the show, and hopefully with Grado and his new baby in a couple of weeks' time. Big Daddy. How many times am I going to use that? All the time. So if you bought him you're going to buy him a Rangers wee like onesie thing. Oh aye, I mean to do something like that. You're going to have to do that. I'll just give away one of my old taps. That'll work as well. So that's it for Rangers Daft. We'll be back on the main podcast, Football Daft, this Friday, with Chris hopefully back with us as well, which would be great to have him back as well. You can vote in our swanky moment. That's up on our Twitter right now. I'm going to check it, John. See who's winning at the moment. We've had a couple of belters this week. I've already picked out my swanky moment for this week. Is it? What did I go for? Sakala grabbing it off. There's only one winner we can see. It always is going to be a Rangers winner if you put it up, but Sakala's running away with it with his hat trick at the moment. So get voting. Go and vote for Biden being a buddy. That was my choice this week. So get on the Football Daft Twitter and vote for that now. But we'll be back, like I say, a couple of weeks' time with Rangers Daft. But until that point, Stephen, we are the people. Audio Frontier.